Greetings everyone, this is Patrick McGovern from the Open Forest Group. Today we're going to show a use case from a flash drive system for the IPC Online Salix Database POC, or proof of concept. We're trying to integrate technologies like the Postgres relational database and to help us demonstrate strategies for the efficient recording of the epithet and family tables and help the community. Here's the use case that we're going to be implementing. You can see there are three principal users: the IPC Salix user who wants to submit a record, a Salix record, and then they interact. They will submit it to the Salix Administrator and interact to get that approved. Also, in combination with the database administrator, who will implement the record on their local hard drive, and then send it over to the SIT or staging environment for testing, and later the final copy to the production system. We're going to be looking at this worksheet here for our agenda, so to speak. And so it's probably easiest if you review this document and look at the prerequisites for the technical background that might be needed. We're going to start with the installing the USB bootable flash drive with this document. It's an excellent document, and it shows here to create an OSG drive, bootable drive. It's a very good document, and it's very robust. So then, once you install it, because this is the desktop right here, this is the OSGeo Live on a flash drive, and once you have that up, go to this link here, 24dev demo, and we're going to download the actual plugin, if you will, that it is. And so we're going to be using a tag today, the latest tag. I'm going to download this file here. And it shows up in my downloads. I'm going to drag that right to the hard drive, to the desktop, and I'm going to extract it here. And then that will make the folder. The folder's right here. And so remember, all of these instructions are actually on the 24dev demo site, on the README file right in the front. Okay, and so read that first. But I'm going to go inside here. And that same document is right inside that folder as well. And I'm going to copy this command, because this will help to extract and install the program. And then I'm going to run it in a terminal window right inside that folder. And it's going to give it read-write permissions and run the install command. And with that install command, will install programs. It'll build the system. And right now, it is running a regression test to test all the applications, including our application, which is the IPC application. And what's nice is that there is each test is pass or fail, and the IPC test passed. They don't always pass because I did not. The system was upgraded, and I didn't go back and fix the failed test. But it's really good to see pass or fail. Whenever you make a change, this will run and show you if your change passed or failed the regression test. So that's handy. I'm going to close this window and open a new one that'll have a fresh profile. You could source a profile as well as another option. And I'm going to look at alias. These are all the aliases that are installed on the program. There are some useful ones like docs. Right, this will show you where all the documentations are for each of the applications. And of course there's logs. That shows you where the logs are, of course. And now we're going to look at the actual IPC application. I'm going to put this in view mode so it's easier to deal with. We'll start with the bin folder. The bin folder it runs the programs via the wrapper, the loader program, This is what loads the entire IPC program. It has various scripts and so forth. And it loads, you might say, these SQL files that help to that use the SQL language for the database. And then CSV. So this is these files represent each table. So Salix family, epithet, pedigree. Each of the tables that you see on this database are directly from these files. There's different ways that you could run a database. You could run it live, where you do updates and so forth. This is actually based on these files. So these files are dropped and loaded each time that you rerun this process. It's good because it's convenient, because you can make changes really fast and test it. Documentation, we've already were there. So if you just click on that, it shows you the actual documentation for this process. And as files, okay, these files are what are put in the on the web server part of this, and we have a file for the read-only process and the write. We'll just take a look at the read-only process, where you can see the database name is IPCR, and the user is read-only, people government read-only, and the user password is user, which is the same for all of these programs on the OSGeo Live process. And here is a non-read-only process that uses the IPCT database user for the OSGeo Live settings. We'll see more of that later. Files, logs, we covered that. Output. Okay, so we talked about two different databases, the IPCR and IPCT. IPCR is a read-only, and this is one file. This file is the entire database. So it shows you how it runs the SQL and the actual data, all the data. So everything is in this one file, and then it shows you the actual the ownership. So this what allows it to be read-only or not, is the settings in this file. And we will be putting these files on this local server and on the online server. So if I put these files, like this file here, this file will go on the online server, and it will allow it to be read-only on that server, and but it will reflect exactly what we have locally. So it's very convenient in that sense. Okay, so back to our list. So let's look at the we're going to look at those files that we just saw earlier. This is the local server that we have. I'm going to IPC command, the IPC directory. If I can type. And I'm going to cat that file. These are the exact same files that we saw earlier. And it just put here, this allows us to log on locally and see these database tables. So the next command that we want to run is the process, if you will, is the IPC command. If I run the IPC command, that's an alias, which didn't work. If I run the IPC command, that reloads the entire database, and if you had a mistake in there, it would fail and tell you where that mistake is. Well, what's nice about it is you can see it has the URL to the actual databases locally. You can see it says localhost. So I'm going to put that in this. Oops. You can do it right, and there it is. So you can see this is the read-only database here. We have all the different tables, the family, epithet, so forth, and the pedigree table, And so this view can be expanded to make it more convenient. You can see all that all the way. So this is remember this is by the user is the read-only user, and it's for the IPCR database. And so how do we know that this is really read-only? So we'll take a record here, we'll try to update it, and it doesn't. It's a permissions query because it's read-only. And also because it's this read-only user, it can only access this. It can't access other databases. Same thing. So what's important to note is that there are two databases that are shown here, IPCT and the read-only one. You can have as many databases as you want. For another application, I have 4. So really, in theory, we could have an IPCR sit and an ICPR production or PRD. You can, and that's probably the scenario that should be used for the actual systems. So, thank you very much. That's what we see today. Continuing our screen show of the IPC Online Salix Database POC, we're going to look at interactions between the use case and the 3 users and the system itself. Over here you can see the system is installed on a local host. This is actually installed. We're looking at the OSGeo Live flash drive installation of this process, and you can see all the there's one database file that created this, and on this side we have the same database that was pushed over to my online hosted web server, and but it's exactly the same file on both sides. Same counts on both sides. We're going to be looking today specifically at the pedigree table, and I'm going to expand this a little bit here. We can see it a little bit better, and how it interacts with the checklist root level epithet and the checklist epithet family. The root level epithet is simply just the epithets that don't have any relationship to a family. That makes them root. And the checklist epithet family is a combination tied together of the epithet with the family, and they're keyed in by the ID of the family. Obviously these rows down here don't have an epithet record, but they are a family. So I'm going to start right here. We're going to kind of follow this. It describes it quite well. And we're going to be looking at the pedigree on this side. The pedigree family key column displays the family name from the family key column of the IPC Salix family table right here. That comes from the family table. The path column displays the various numbered filial path combinations derived from matings with the root level epithets from the view 3 checklist root level epithet view. And the family level epithets view, which has the epithet family relationships. Each numbered filial combination is ordered from lowest to highest with their associated female and male epithet mating pairs in parentheses, kind of what you would expect. The relationships, the families, or the mother-father. The pedigree family key column 98 displays the family and has duplicate key values since there are 2 different F1 paths. So we're talking about this right here, these 2. The pedigree family key column also includes 96 and 97 family key F1 records listing, here's the point, listing all 4 possible combinations of the 98X1AATE family. That's why there's 2 rows here, because it shows all possible combinations. The above checklist views interact closely with the IPC Salix pedigree view to help understand how root and family level epithet relationships work. The description columns for these new hypothetical POC epithet and family table records help explain the specific epithet or family level interaction. So we'll take a look at that. So we're going to look at 3 and 4 to see those descriptions, because that is key. So this is the checklist at the root level. There's no family association. we have to expand that. You can see the dots. So we'll fill that out, expand it, makes the rows bigger. And so you can see at the root level epithet, these descriptions of what it is. Every record is going to have this, and then this one here, a root level Salix epithet example, since there is no related parent record in the family table. They're all going to say that. And this is for the family. Full content. Remember, this is the epithet family. So it is a combination of both epithet and the family. So it's long. So again, you'll see this is the epithet side of the record. Okay. And then it mates up to the family side of the record. Looking back at the epithet, you can see the description of filial level Salix epithet, since there is a related parent record in the family table. And they're all keyed in. Here's the key on the epithet side, 97, 98, 99. And that keys right up to the family table, 97, 8, 99. Now there's no epithet on this side simply because there isn't. It is just a family by itself. It doesn't have an epithet on the side. So, but the description here is very useful as well. So for each one, it could be a little bit different. We'll just take a look at this here, which is a root level family, a non-root level F2 hybrid Salix family example via two root level parents and a related progeny record in the epithet table. And then we'll just go down one more to this one that does not have an epithet record. This is a root level F1 hybrid Salix family example via two root level parents without a related progeny record in the epithet table. The idea is that you take a look at these epithet and these family records and you find a template record that you're going to want to copy as your for your own new record, your own new checklist. Okay, so basically the view 3 view is a snapshot of the epithet IPC Salix epithet table. We explained that. And the view 4 view is a combination of the Salix epithet and the family tables that are joined with the respective family key records, and where the description field contains the text hypothetical for pedigree testing. It explains how that works, why that shows up in the view as a set. This provides a single flat record view of both tables to help understand the epithet to family relationships and how they relate to the Salix pedigree view. This POC use case proposes to use this checklist view as a template to construct desired new epithet and family records. Users could submit their template row and proposed checklist row to the IPC Salix Administrator, which will be copied to the collaboration checklist, the Google collaboration checklist, for processing. All users will collaborate to approve, reject, implement, or cancel the request, and then update the status column and post cell comments to the applicable users as needed. So we're going to take a look at that that collaboration spreadsheet. Here it is. And so here's the epithet side of it. The user puts in their template record, and then the user copies the same record here with their changes. This user had the change here for the epithet and for the species column. And then the admin, these are the instructions, or this is the exact row they're going to put in the epithet side with that'll include the ID changes that they're going to have. And the same for the family, on the family side, the checklist epithet family. The user enters a template record right here. They enter the same record here with their changes. And the admin, this is their copy. So let's scroll down looking at that. There's the epithet side of that view. And now we get to the family side. And here you can see that the user added a new family key, a new family ID. And he had to add the new epithet that was added up above right here. So we want to. So the user will simply go to the user. The admin will simply add these to the epithet or the family table. We'll just look at the family table in this case. And these are the records that they added. They simply append them to the bottom. You can see for the descriptions are right here, and these are the IDs and the keys. So that's pretty straightforward. And then the admin runs the sorry about that. He runs the IPC command that will load the changes into the database and create a new file. And that new file is in the output directory. And there it is right there. So that file is the same locally, and then we put it onto the web host server, which goes right here. And so you can see the file again here. And so now we're going to load it right onto the system. We're going to run this command that will pick up that file, and it will drop the database, and it will re-add it, and then you can see it right here when you refresh it. If there are any changes, they would show up here. So that is in a nutshell, that is the use case on a USB flash drive with OSGeo. Thank you very much. Goodbye.